According to the latest LinkedIn data, text posts are still the #1 format on the platform. Not video, not carousels, not fancy graphics, just words. And that's exactly why I wanted to make this video, because a lot of what people believe about LinkedIn right now simply isn't true. In this video, I'm going to show you the LinkedIn statistics that came from LinkedIn, so we should listen to them. More importantly, what they actually mean if you're trying to get clients, grow your business, and build authority or generate leads. First, let's talk about the size of LinkedIn, because I think a lot of people underestimate how massive the platform has become. LinkedIn now has more than 1.3 billion members worldwide. That's a giant number. And every month, LinkedIn gets roughly 1.4 billion visits. Think about that for a second. This isn't some niche professional networking site anymore. This is one of the largest social platforms in the world. Yet a lot of business owners still treat LinkedIn like it's optional. A lot of people come to me and they're Pilates instructors or weight loss coaches, and they're like, yeah, LinkedIn is not for me. It's just for B2B people. But no. Those people need to lose weight too. The second thing that stood out to me is who is actually using LinkedIn. The largest age group on the platform are people between 25 and 34 years old. That makes up about 1/3 of all users. But what's interesting is that usage is becoming more balanced across all of the generations. LinkedIn is no longer just for job seekers or young professionals trying to climb the corporate ladder. You're seeing executives, you're seeing founders, you're seeing consultants like me, you're seeing freelancers like maybe you, and you're seeing business owners across almost every age group. Sure, the largest was what I just said, but everybody's there. It's such like a piece of the pie for every generation. Nearly 70% of LinkedIn users interact with brand content at least once a week. Not once a month, not occasionally, every single week. That tells us something important, right? People aren't just logging into LinkedIn to update their resume or check job postings. They're actively consuming content. They're reading, they're learning, they're evaluating companies. They're paying attention. And if your audience is on LinkedIn, which most of you guys' audience will be, chances are they're already engaging with content from someone. The question is whether it's your content or somebody else's. This data is actually from LinkedIn. So if you are going after B2B in corporate, they're saying that 4 out of 5 decision makers that are in corporate are on LinkedIn. The people scrolling LinkedIn are often the same people approving budgets, hiring vendors, choosing software, electing consultants, and making purchase decisions. That's a very different audience than what you find on most social platforms. 89% of coaches like me and consultants like me, we use LinkedIn for lead generation. Those are huge numbers. And I think this is where a lot of people get LinkedIn wrong. They treat LinkedIn like it's a place to broadcast content. But the real value isn't posting only. The real value is becoming visible to people who are already looking for solutions. Now let's talk about content, because this is where things get interesting. Everyone wants to know what type of content works best on LinkedIn. The answer surprised a lot of people. Text posts are still #1. More than half of LinkedIn users say they're most likely to engage with text-based content from brands. That's huge because text posts are also the easiest content to create. You don't need a camera, you don't need editing software, you don't need a production team. You just need a useful idea and you need a keyboard. Now, before you conclude that video doesn't matter, there's another side to the story. Video engagement on LinkedIn does continue to grow. Video watch time has increased by 36% year over year. Video uploads increased by 20%. And paid video advertising increased by 30%. So video is definitely becoming more important on there, so we don't want to forget that. The mistake would be assuming everything needs to be video. The smarter approach is understanding that LinkedIn rewards a mix of content formats. I do text, I do videos most of the time. And then there's carousels, it's all the other stuff. I also do LinkedIn articles, which I really like. Another statistic worth paying attention to is when people actually are active. The best days to post are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And engagement tends to peak around 11 a.m. I wouldn't obsess over finding the perfect posting time. Content quality matters far more than timing. Another one I found interesting. The LinkedIn profiles and company pages that are not finished, LinkedIn does not rank them very high. So you want to make sure you have descriptions, you have all that stuff. You don't want missing keywords. You don't want incomplete information. That's all low-hanging fruit that you can work on. If your profile or company page is not fully optimized, fix that first before you start posting. You got to fix that. It takes less time than creating content and often produces faster results. Let's talk about thought leadership. Thought leadership isn't posting motivational quotes. It's not pretending to be an influencer. It's sharing useful insights that help people make better decisions. The people winning on LinkedIn aren't necessarily the loudest. They're the people consistently teaching something valuable. Another statistic that stood out to me is a LinkedIn premium subscription increased by 50% over a 2-year period and now generate more than 2 million annually. That tells us something important. People are investing more heavily in LinkedIn because they see value there. I think the biggest takeaway is this: LinkedIn is not becoming TikTok. Yes, video is growing, and yes, content is evolving, but people still come to LinkedIn for expertise. And who is better to give expertise than service professionals, coaches, consultants, and educators, right? People come to learn. They want their problem solved. They come to make better decisions. And that's why educational content continues to perform so well. And if you're trying to grow on LinkedIn, stop worrying about hacks. Stop chasing every new trend, please. Focus on sharing useful ideas consistently. Create content that helps people think differently. Mix text, mix video, and show up regularly. And remember that you're speaking to people who are often one decision away from becoming a client, a customer, partner, or referral source. That's what makes LinkedIn different. And that's why I believe it's still one of the best opportunities available for coaches, consultants, founders, and service businesses today. So if you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel. I have a LinkedIn audit that you can do by yourself. It's a 15-minute interactive audit so you can see what is working for you and what's not. And then I have a LinkedIn client growth system program that I want you to be part of. Go get on the wait list. Look at the link below. Next up is this video so you can learn even more about LinkedIn.